All right, let's talk about a project that's going to totally flip how you think about cooking. What if cooking wasn't just a craft, but a full-blown computational architecture? It's called the Galactic Pantry, and it reimagines the entire kitchen through the eyes of a programmer.
So this isn't a project that's worried about what's for dinner. No. Instead, it's asking questions like this. And this one question really gets to the heart of the whole philosophy, that food can be a medium for expressing these huge, complex, abstract ideas. So, to even begin to answer a question like that, you have to completely reframe your thinking. In this system, every dish you see isn't just food. It's the final output of a program. It's the result of a precise execution of code.
To really get what's happening here, we have to understand its foundational metaphor, which is all about translating the language of the kitchen into the language of code.
Check this out. This is the core translation. What we call a recipe in the kitchen, here, it's treated as a specific algorithm. An ingredient, that's just a piece of data. And the final plate, the dish itself, that's the user interface. It's how we experience the output.
So what does that mean in practice? It means every single thing in a dish has to have a job. There is zero fluff. It either has to serve the story, the lore behind the dish, or it has to serve the flavor chemistry. It's a system built on pure efficiency and purpose.
So who even thinks like this? Let's meet the architect behind this whole system, Preston Currin, and really dive into the mind of the chef.
This number, it's key. It represents 31 years of experience. But think of it like a dual-core career, running two processes at the same time. On one hand, you have high-pressure professional cooking, and on the other, this deep, systems-oriented computer science mindset. This table is basically the project source code. The culinary degree, that's the technical foundation. The comp sci background, that's what informs the geometric, architectural way the food is plated. His cultural roots are what generate those unique, new Vogue flavors, and his work as a content creator is what builds it all into an immersive story. It's a very specific, and you could say necessary, combination of skills.
You know, every system needs an operating system. For the Galactic Pantry, that OS is called New Vogue. It's the set of rules that governs how all the data, all the ingredients, are going to interact with each other.
And this new Vogue OS is built on 4 foundational cuisines. You can think of these as the core programming languages, Cajun, Asian, Italian, and French, that the system uses to write completely new code.
And here's the crucial part. The magic isn't just in the fusion, it's in the friction. The system intentionally pits these styles against each other. The richness of French butter slammed against the sharp, acidic punch of Asian fermentation. That conflict is where this completely new Vogue language is born.
Okay, so we've got the system, we've got the chef, we've got the OS. Now let's see how it actually runs 2 very different and very famous programs, Star Wars and Dune.
First up, the Star Wars collection. The system interprets this universe as one of high-tech structuralism. So think industrial, processed, and really focused on visual shocks and this kind of artificial perfection.
Take the Coruscant Underlevel Pizza. The cyber sauce gives it that industrial, complex flavor of a megacity. But the real showstopper is that neon cheese, made to look bioluminescent with a totally natural flour. It's not just a gimmick. It's a direct translation of the glowing, chaotic, multicultural street food you'd find down on level 1313.
Now let's contrast that completely. When the system runs the Dune program, it shifts from technology to ecology. It becomes all about mysticism, survival, dust, and the absolute preciousness of every single ingredient. I mean, just look at the Sandworm Wellington. The cinnamon leathers of phyllo dough aren't just for texture. Cinnamon is the literal smell of the spice. And see how the pastry is scored? That's to mimic the worm's armored segments. This isn't just food about Dune. It's an artifact from Dune. It's a dish that demands your respect. So what is all this building towards? What's the ultimate goal of creating such an elaborate culinary system? Well, let's take a look at the chef's final build.
It all comes down to this one idea: zero-waste intellectualism. It's the belief that every skill you acquire, every path you take, is never, ever wasted. A career change isn't a failure or a pivot. It's simply an evolution. It's an update to your own personal code.
And this quote just encapsulates that philosophy perfectly. It reframes an entire career path through a technological lens. The chef didn't stop being a chef. He simply upgraded his personal OS to include coder.
And that's really what the Galactic Pantry is. It's the final build, the stable release of a unique career. It's the culmination of a life's work, a legacy project,
where the grit of the kitchen and the logic of the keyboard are finally and completely integrated.
And that leaves us with this final thought. With the right system, with the right algorithm, you can contain, understand, and even taste the entire universe, all from the confines of a single pantry.